A few years ago, I was broke. As in, I was earning less than 5,000 naira in a month. And I was working. I was doing stuff, underneath. But it just wasn't enough. And of course, despite the fact that I was earning so little, I still was spending more than that somehow. God, I guess. So, anyway, one day I decided, you know what? I'm going to give myself time to grow, to learn, to, you know, develop myself. And then I made this promise to myself that a few years from now, I want to be of, one of the most sought after people in or professional in whatever field or skill I eventually found myself. And of course, this became like the drive for me, the motivation to look forward to. And then somewhere along the line, I learned a couple of other things aside from what I was already doing. And I started getting clients. Of course, I was still earning peanuts at the time. But what I did not do different, what I did differently this time was instead of just earning and just earn the cash or the transfer and then just stay at it and eventually start spending it. Or maybe just saving my Carrywise or whichever platform I was using at the time. I started doing something differently. I started um monitoring how I was earning money, the date, the time, the amount, the reason, and I started putting a plan to it as well. So it started to look like black and white for me, like this was my reality, which was scary at the time as well. Because trust me, when you go from earning like 5K in a month to earning close to like 200K or less than 200K, it makes something shift in your mind that like almost, so I can do this, which means I can do much more, right? So and then that just became like motivation for me back to back to back to back. And then of course people around me are like scared for me. I mean, they may not admit it, but yeah. Meanwhile, me myself, I'm crashing out inside because I'm like, I still am not making enough. Because I'm working like times 5, times 10 more than I was back then. And yet I'm still making this little. I feel like I could push myself more, right? And earn even much more. So what did I do? I locked in. And then I did what you call a deep reflection of how much more I could give and for how long. This is not a motivational speech. This is just me documenting how far I've come and where I am right now. And it doesn't look like much right now, but I know in a few years' time, it's going to be much more. Peace and love. Don't play.